What is up, my fellow gamers? In today's video we are going over some of the best builds in Legend of Mushroom, and also we got two brand new coupon codes that were posted in the Discord yesterday. We're going to go over. We're going to click on our avatar, then we're going to click again on our avatar and go to where it says redeem code. Now, I know in the last video where I did my beginner's guide, people were complaining and saying that the codes didn't work, but the codes do work. Their code system is like weird and bugged. So if you enter it and it immediately does not work, just go ahead and try it again. And if it doesn't work, try again in like 5, 10, 20 minutes. The codes do work, but sometimes when you initially enter them the first time, it'll say an error or something. All right, so if our first code is UFAYED. This is a weird one. We'll click exchange. It may not work on the first try. Let's see. All right, first try, we got it. So as you see, the codes do work. All right, and the second code is TOPMUSH exchange. And this one we got to work first try as well. Now, before we get into the best builds, I'm gonna try and help you save a little money in Legend of Mushroom with our sponsor for today, Aptoide. Aptoide is an Android app store that offers many benefits. The first one being cash back on your in-app purchases in all of your favorite mobile games, specifically Legend of Mushroom. On March 21st, Aptoide is having an event where you can get an additional 10% cash back in Legend of Mushroom. And if you go ahead and use my special promo code, you can get another 5% on top of that for a complete total of 25% cash back on all of your purchases. If you've never heard of Aptoide before, or you don't know how to set up your AppCoins wallet, down below in the description box, I have a dedicated video where I walk you step by step on how to download Aptoide, set up your AppCoins wallet, and also enter my promo code to get that additional 5% back. So check out that video, link down below in the description box. All right, my friends, let's go over some of these builds that I've been working on. Now, I play this game pretty casual. I haven't spent any money in this game at all, and I just kind of log in occasionally and play it. We're about to hit level 70, which is going to be kind of huge for us. But skill wise, I've got two kind of main builds that I've been working on. We don't have like the greatest skills unlocked. We're just starting to get into those reds, which are the legendaries. Before I went ahead and recorded, I actually got really lucky and we pulled this. We pulled the smoke bomb from the event that's going on right here, the lucky spinner. I had 2 coins that I got just, from free to play, just completing these quests. I did my spin and I hit this one. I was like, what? So we got 20 of these smoke bomb skills. So I immediately was like, wow. So overall, this is what my PvE build currently looks like. We have the smoke bomb, which does AoE damage, which we're looking for a lot of skills that are going to do AoE damage, because for this build, it's specifically just us going through and trying to clear all of these stages as fast as possible, where there's just lots of enemies coming towards us. So we're throwing a smoke bomb, we're dealing a ton of AoE damage, but more importantly, we're increasing the damage received by the targets by 30% for 5 seconds. So it means that all of our other abilities are just going to hit so much harder, which this is an amazing skill. If you can get lucky and get this, you're set with that. Next one we got is this meteor fall. We deal some AoE damage, but what we really are looking for is this increasing our skill damage. So pairing this up with our smoke bomb, we're dealing 30% more damage to them from smoke bomb, and then this is buffing our skill damage as well by 30%. So this is an amazing combination. If you can get these 2 skills, combo those up. Next one is this slime bomb, which we deal a bunch of AoE damage, but we're going to increase our pals damage by 30% as well. So you'll see that this is like the 3 core ones that I think are amazing for PvE content, where we're just constantly trying to buff our own damage and then also increase the damage that the opponents take. Another one that we have is going to be this and we're going to deal some AoE damage, and we're just reducing the attack of the targets. Now this one's a little weird for PvE, you know, because it's not necessarily something that's like great. You more are looking for things that are going to buff your attack and increase the amount of damage you do. So this is like a weird one for me, but I didn't really have any other ones that were like a lot better. So reducing the target's attack, it's going to help out a little bit, but I definitely say there will be better options for that one. Next one I have is we're dealing a bunch of damage to the target and we're recovering a percentage of max HP within 5 seconds. This one I'm experimenting with, taking this on and off. This is good if you get to a point like later in the campaign missions, the story quests, whatever you want to call them. This is good if you're struggling to kind of survive in those later, harder stages. Right now, it's not too bad, but this is an option that you can go with just to get that HP recovery. It is not AoE damage though, but it does hit really hard for single target. This is something that I say is a lot better for like boss battles and PvP combat. And in fact, this is one of my main ones that I suggest for your PvP build. But for PvE, it's something that I'm just kind of trying it out and seeing if it's worth it or not. In those harder stages where you kind of start to take a lot of damage. Aside from that, the other ones you could choose would be like the pineapple plunge, which just does a bunch of AoE damage. There's nothing else though. You don't get any extra benefits. And then the pearl release, we're going ahead and we're slowing the targets by 40%. Again, we're just getting some AoE damage. This one right here is amazing for archers, and I definitely need this one. Throw coins, we deal a bunch of AoE damage, but we increase our basic attack damage. That is amazing. Once I get this, I'm definitely putting that in my lineup. We also have the Wild Gust. This is a legendary, which basically does the same thing. It's like an upgraded version of that coin one, where we're dealing a bunch of AoE damage and we're increasing our attack by a percentage. A lot of these ones you'll notice are kind of like upgraded versions. Like a lot of these red legendaries are just kind of better versions of the epics. Most of them do the same. There are a few that are slightly different. Like this one is sick, where you're causing the target to lose a percentage of their max HP per second. This is an amazing one for PvP battles. So let's go and jump over to my PvP build that I'm kind of working on next. And this one's going to be more about trying to like debuff our enemies for PvP. We have the smoke bomb because I still think this is just way too good not to put into our build. We also have this one, which is going to increase our skill damage because I think those are just too good to not put in any build. But we then do have Take It Slow, where we're reducing the attack speed of our targets. So for PvP, this is really good. We want to slow down our enemy's attack speed. We're going ahead and reducing the attack of targets within the range by a percentage, lasting for 5 seconds. So again, we're reducing their attack speed and reducing the attack. And then the other one that I mentioned earlier is bunch of single target damage, but we're recovering that 30% of max HP. Another one that I think is amazing for PvP is going to be the Shroom Shield, but then we also gain a shield that's equal to a percentage of our max HP. So again, this is single target damage, really good for boss battles too. I mean, you can't go wrong with this for boss battles, PvP battles. But one thing that I really want to make a very important point about for your skills is that just because you have like one of these like higher rarity skills doesn't mean that it's always going to be better than some of these other lower rarities, especially if you have something that's only like a level 1 epic, but you have like a ridiculously high level mythic, right? Like if we have a level 12 or 13 mythic, comparing it to a level 1 epic, it's a huge difference. Like you should always take into consideration that the levels play a huge part, and specifically what they do. It's not always about the rarity. The highest rarity isn't always going to be your best option. And if you do the quick equipped, the way the game does it is it always kind of just prioritizes the highest rarities. So if you're someone who's coming in here and just clicking quick equipped every time and not really reading these skills or not trying to kind of combine certain ones, then you're actually missing out on potentially a lot of damage that you could be doing to the enemies. So just kind of go through, read them, and build it out yourself. Don't use the quick equipped. I think it's really, really bad. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Stay happy, stay safe. I'll see y'all later. Peace.